I've been running a 7-figure e-commerce store over at bumblebeelinens.com for the past 18 years. And I'll tell you right now, most of what you hear about AI has nothing to do with actually making money. And that's why this video is different. I'm not here to show you productivity hacks or shiny new tools that you'll never use. Every single thing I'm about to show you has a direct, measurable link to revenue in my store. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how I'm turning AI to turn traffic into sales, increase order value, and find customers I never would have spotted on my own. Now, if you're not familiar with my business, I sell handkerchiefs and linens online. We've got almost 1,000 products, but for years, our on-site search was completely broken. Customers would come in, ready to buy, type exactly what they wanted, and my site would basically tell them, sorry, we don't sell that, even though we did. And it was so bad that when I finally fixed it with AI, sales from search traffic increased by 4x. But before I show you how, let me take you inside the disaster, and I'll bet that your Shopify store is making some of the exact same mistakes. So first off, our product descriptions were embarrassingly short. If you clicked on a handkerchief, you'd see something like, this is a hanky where you can personalize up to 4 lines of your choice. And then maybe I'd add the dimensions, the material, and the texture, and that was it. I never described what you could already see in the photo because I figured it would be redundant. I also didn't describe the occasions it was perfect for or who it was meant to appeal to. And basically, I relied on the image to do all the selling, which, let's be honest, is how most people shop. But here's the problem almost nobody talks about. Without highly detailed product descriptions, your on-site search engine is dead in the water. If your customer's exact words aren't in your product description, the search has nothing to match and nothing to show. And this matters a lot because in e-commerce, 30 to 43% of visitors use your internal site search. And those people are 2 to 3 times more likely to convert than casual browsers. If your search engine fails them, you are turning away your most valuable traffic. But the bigger problem is that traditional out-of-the-box search on most e-commerce platforms is terrible at handling real human behavior. For one thing, people just can't spell. All it takes is one typo and you get 0 results. And sometimes people type full sentences and standard search tries to match every single word, which usually results in nothing. And most importantly, people tend to use synonyms for your products that you might not account for. For example, there are literally 10 ways to say handkerchief. There's hanky, hanky with a Y, handkerchief, kerchief, snot rag, etc. You can try to manually account for all of that, but it is a hard problem to solve at scale. That is exactly what was happening to us. When someone typed in happy tears into our search box, it returned 0 results because happy tears didn't exist anywhere in our product data, even though we sell hundreds of handkerchiefs perfect for weddings. Same thing with in memory of. No results, even though we have an entire collection of hankies for funerals. Now, when I looked at the search data for our store, it was bad. 56% of all searches ended with no results. And when that happened, 86% of people bounced immediately. So I rebuilt all of it with AI. I set up a workflow where I feed a product image into AI and it writes a rich, detailed product description. I tell it to describe every aesthetic detail, no matter how small, plus every possible use case and every occasion that the product could be perfect for. So here's an example. Then I load those descriptions into a special database that AI can reference. And now, whenever someone searches for something on our site, every query runs through OpenAI to recommend products from our store. And because AI is handling the search, it doesn't matter if there's typos, synonyms, emojis, or full sentences, it understands them all. The other day, someone literally typed out the heart emoji and it took them straight to our Valentine's Day handkerchiefs where they ended up buying. Now, the results of this change have been huge. Null searches dropped from 56% to 0. Our Google search traffic jumped over 80% just from having richer content on our product pages, and on-site search now accounts for 16.49% of our total revenue, which is nearly a 4x increase. Recently, Walmart rebuilt their search engine with AI and saw a 20% lift in conversions. In our case, the impact was much bigger because AI didn't just make our search smarter, it finally had the product data it needed to work. By the way, if you're interested in starting your own profitable online store this year, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below. It's 100% free and I guarantee you'll learn a ton. So search fixed a big leak in our funnel. People could finally find the products they were looking for. But I didn't just want them to stop at one product. I wanted to increase their cart size. And that is where AI-powered cross-sells completely changed the game for us by increasing our average order value by 22%. Now that might not sound huge, but in e-commerce, getting people to add just one more thing is one of the fastest ways to grow. In fact, up to 35% of Amazon's revenue comes from cross-sells and upsells. But here's the catch. Out-of-the-box systems like Shopify or WooCommerce are terrible at this. You can't control the logic, you can't A/B test where recommendations show up, and the ones they do give you, they're almost always in the wrong spots. Buried on product pages instead of in high converting places like the cart drawer or at checkout. Now before AI, I spent a lot of time trying to fix this problem manually. I would build bundles by hand, pairing products I thought made sense together. But it was a nightmare to maintain. The second a product went out of stock or got discontinued, half of the bundles broke. And at scale, it was impossible to keep up. And the results were still garbage. Because recommendations were based purely on weak sales correlations, the system would do ridiculous things like suggest an apron on a wedding handkerchief page, just because one person happened to buy both during Mother's Day. Most customers ignored them completely. Now here's the killer stat. 80% of our products didn't have enough sales data to generate any recommendations at all, which meant the vast majority of our catalog never showed up in cross-sells. So I built the entire system with AI using a two-step approach. So first, we look at past orders to spot patterns. If lots of people buy product A and product B together, we recommend them as a pair. It's like Amazon's frequently bought together, but tailored to our store. Second, for products without enough sales history, which is most of them, we switch to an AI that works off the product images themselves. It analyzes each photo, creates a digital fingerprint of its color, style, and design, and then instantly finds other products that look similar. And the result? Even a product that's never sold before can still get relevant, visually matched recommendations. For example, these floral handkerchiefs are now all recommended together, even though no one has purchased them yet. And we don't just stick these at the bottom of a page where no one can see them. They show up in the add to cart pop-up, the cart drawer, the checkout page, and anywhere else customers are about to make a purchase decision. And here are the results. Our average order value increased 22% from $57.98 to $70.74. And the revenue lift from recommendations went up 18.04%, which is nearly a 5x increase in revenue from our cross-sells compared to before. Now every product, even slow sellers, get discovered and drive more revenue. Now cross-sells are great for getting customers to spend more in the moment. But what if you could find the customers who will spend with you over and over again? Now in our business, these customers are rare, but they are worth a fortune. And that's exactly what AI helped us uncover next. Now we're in the wedding industry, which means that the average customer buys from us once, maybe twice in their lifetime. So our repeat purchase rate is naturally low. Only about 12% of our customers ever come back. But that 12% generates 36% of our total revenue. Now why is that? Because buried in that small group are customers like event planners, wedding planners, bed and breakfast owners, and restaurants. These aren't one and done shoppers. They're buying for dozens of events every single year. One of our best customers has placed 252 orders with us and spent well into the six figures. Finding more customers like that is an absolute game changer. Now the problem is that we had no efficient way to identify them. And before AI, the process was completely manual. We'd scan orders for big purchase quantities, business email addresses, or personalization clues like different names on monogrammed items. We'd Google them to see if they were part of a company or had event planner in their title. Now this process took forever and it was inconsistent, which meant that we only reached out to the most obvious cases, leaving a ton of potential money on the table. But today, AI does all that for us at scale. It goes through every past order and looks for signals like large quantities of linens or multiple product types, orders placed in different event seasons, personalization clues like different wedding dates or different names across orders, and business-sounding email addresses or job titles, and then Google and LinkedIn snippets mentioning a company or an event-related role. If the AI thinks they're a potential bulk buyer, it flags them. And then we automatically put those people in a special Klaviyo segment. But we don't just email them. We pick up the phone and call, and here's what we say. Hi, we noticed that you placed a large order with us. We'd like to give you a special coupon code and a dedicated rep who will personally handle all of your orders. If you have any questions, here's our number, and boom, we have a large customer for life. Now, it doesn't stop there. We also use AI to classify the occasion of a purchase. If it's not a planner, but an individual who bought hankies for a wedding, for example, we can follow up with offers like, don't forget about mom. Get handkerchiefs for the mother, the bride, and the groom. That is an easy, high-relevance upsell that turns a one-time purchase into a repeat customer. Now, before AI, identifying these high-value buyers and timely opportunities was slow, inconsistent, and mostly guesswork. But now, we can find every potential event planner, hotel restaurant, corporate buyer, or even a single bride who could buy more and reach out at exactly the right time. That is the benefit of building stronger relationships with our highest value customers. Now, the final step is making sure every customer interaction, even a simple question, has the potential to turn into a sale. Now, this next feature I'm building isn't live yet, but it's an AI-powered chat widget trained on our FAQs, product descriptions, and our policy pages, and it's connected to our customer database so it can instantly pull up orders and tracking info. It'll handle our most common questions, like, where's my order? How fast can you ship? Do you have this in stock? 24/7 without a human stepping in. But this isn't just about answering faster. The real goal is to guide customers to the right products, remove buying friction, and turn support into a revenue driver. When every service interaction has the potential to close a sale, support stops being a cost center and starts making you money. So the big lesson here is this. AI isn't just about automation. It's about giving your business superpowers, scaling the things that work, eliminating the friction that kills sales, and doing it all faster than you ever could manually. The stores that figure this out now will own the next decade of e-commerce. Now that you understand how to grow your sales with AI, make sure you watch this video here on exactly what I would do if I were to start from scratch today.